Good morning and good evening, depending on when you watch this video. Normally I don't like to make videos back to back, but it's patch notes day, so these are some of my favorite videos to make. So let's get into it. First thing on the list, which is one thing I've always wanted, is a kind of team player rework. And the way they're going about this is they're going to reward good team play with ribbons, which also equates to more EXP. So that's something I've been wanting for a long time because it incentivizes players to play well as a team instead of going to the corner just to farm damage. So the ribbons in question is going to be an assist in dealing damage to an enemy that is sunk, enemy spotted, spot a hidden enemy, capture assist, so helping in capturing a base or objective, and then capture struggle, which is I think the big one here. It's going to incentivize people being in the cap. Is if there's a tie, if you're in there for 10 seconds, you get this ribbon. And then we have taking fire, which is going to be your potential damage. So this is going to be mostly battleships, bow-on cruisers, things like that. Dodging shells and things of that nature. You're going to get a reward for that. And also there is a team play score. So basically all these ribbons are going to equate to an end tally. There is a limitation to how much you can get, but that is going to go be equated into the end score at the end of the match and determine your place in the ladder. Next on the list is the EU destroyer release, but not only that, Russian split line release. So the tier 8 Ognavoy, I hope I'm saying that right, Ognavoy, it will be released once 4.2 goes live, which is scheduled to go live on the 12th of May. We are going to have universal blueprints, which means for all the times that you don't have enough of a specific kind. I know for me it is the anti-air blueprints and the ship blueprints. You're going to be able to use these universal blueprints. And not only that, we have a ship comparison, which I think is pretty neat. You're going to be able to compare ships, see what you would rather play and how things are different. On to bug fixes. So we have the aircraft carriers getting a little bug. It's going to be a nerf, but it's a bug that was happening. So you have the recall button, which you would recall your planes. They would get that extra speed boost, that little 3% or whatever it is, and you would be able to drop quicker. So mostly for torpedo bombers, you would be able to drop the torpedoes in the water quicker. That is no longer a thing. Now it only works if the torpedo bombers don't have any torpedoes. Another thing I'm excited for is the advanced kit immunity. So basically, if you were using premium advanced kits or damage control kits, you can be set on fire with like 3 to 4 seconds left on that kit. So it wasn't working as described. So they fixed that. Happy about that one. The next is the old torpedo lagging from carriers. Finally, they're taking a look at it, they're fixing it. They say they got it fixed, but we'll have to see once it goes live. I don't know how you could fix, people's internet connections, but we'll have to see. Onward to ship balancing. The tier 6 Russian cruiser, I'm gonna butcher this, Bujoni. She receives extra torpedoes on her launcher, so it goes from 3 to 5, but the torque reload increases to 51 seconds, which is a big jump. But you get an extra 2 torpedoes per side. Tier 9 French cruiser Louis IX gets a max turning increase from 6.7 degrees to 7.5, but main battery dispersion goes down by 4%. We also have a change to the tier 10 premium cruiser, the Buffalo, the OG premium tier 10, but that one gets a max turning increase from 6.1 to 6.6, but it gets rapid reload 2 instead of 1. Now, I would have liked to have seen maybe a sonar, maybe a radar, help it out, with killing DDs, but maybe in the future. The Yoshino also receives a buff to her dispersion by 7%, and her concealment goes down to 10.2 kilometers from 10.8. I don't think that's enough, in my opinion, but I don't own the ship. We'll have to see. We have some changes to the carriers, basically making the dive bombers a little more accurate. The ones that are affected by this is the tier 7 Hiryu the Ranger, but the Ranger also gets an additional torp plane in its squadron, so you go from 4 to 5. And Lexington also receives the same dispersion buff for its bombs, but not only that, dive bomber preparation time goes down from 3.9 seconds to 3.7 seconds. Tier 8 Indomitable also receives a dive bomber preparation time buff. It goes from 4.6 seconds to 4.3. Personally, I think they should have either increased the damage or how often the dive bombers actually hit. It's not a real DPM monster, it's just an okay ship, you know, it's alright. And then we move on to the tier 10 Midway. So Midway also gets that dispersion buff to its bombers. In my personal opinion, I like the changes to the carriers, but I don't think that's enough to compete against the Japanese carriers. So I think what they should have done is from Lexington on up, give them an extra fighter squadron to control. That way they have 2, and they have something over, you know, their Japanese counterparts. Because their fighters are normally better, but you only get 1 squadron, so it kind of evens out. But that's going to go ahead and do it for this video on the patch notes. Remember, it comes out the 12th of May. I'm pretty excited about all the changes that are coming. I hope you guys are too. Let me know what you think, you know, what you like and what you dislike. But again, until next time.